Join my army of the dead.
So, what do when you look in the fridge and you got a big ass container full of turkey? Like, what do you do? Ooh, turkey. And it's just like, well, it's probably only got like 1 or 2 days left, so it's just like, fuck it, let's make some soup. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make some fucking soup. Alright, first things first. I need a beer. And today's stream is sponsored, not really, by Mill Street Organic Lager from beautiful Toronto, Ontario. Hailing from Mill Street, believe it or not. Let's... Cheers. Slancha, scowl, titty sprinkles, all that other good stuff. Delish. Can't be doing too much too fast. Alrighty. The only thing more dangerous than a wet rag in the kitchen is a dull knife. You always want to be sharp. Sharp, 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 sharp. Alright, so we want to get some fucking bones going in here. We got wings left and part of a drumstick. Good enough. Good enough. Alright, so I'm just gonna debone this. Beautiful. Now you just want to chop right in there. Don't be shy. Get in there. Just peel it all the way. Oh, gorgeous. Bam! One bone. And like any of these little knuckly bits here, like you want to keep all of that in there, because like what that adds is collagen. And like collagen is what like thickens everything up and just helps that flat carry the flavor, you know? Yeah, just pick some meat off there. You don't gotta worry making them too clean. You just wanna just expose the bone. You can roast these off if you want, and that'll give you like a darker stock, but like, I'm just not too worried about that. You still get the flavor, you just don't get the extra color. Oh, I love this. It's like sound action we're getting, just like beautiful. That's what we like. Oh, turkey wings. And like, yeah, if you ever want to do like a really good sauce or anything like that, or like a really good gravy, like go down to the store and just pick up some chicken wings, because like just the bones and like all the collagen and the knuckle and shit in the bones, like that'll just make your stock or your sauce just like next level, and that's like totally wicked awesome. But we're just gonna get these going with a little bit of onion and some celery and a little bit of water, and just let that get happy for a little while. So we're just gonna go with the basics, which is pepper and some salt, a little bit of S&P. When doing salt, lots, because pretty much you want your fluid to be seasoned, and you want to season it every step of the way. You can keep seasoning. If something goes way too salty on you or way too sweet, you can balance that out with like acid. So we're just gonna get these bones happy with some water here, crank that up to maximum effort. I want this to be boiling as soon as possible. Alright, never go across the equator when you're cutting anything, always go long ways. Because that way I will show you a little trick for when you're trying to chop stuff up. Ooh. Alright, so cutting of these guys, this is called a brunoise. I kind of went over this last time I went, but you just grab the root, which is like the end of the bulb. You want that facing away from you. And then yeah, you just make like small incisions, just however big, however small you want. Slice it long ways, then you come in from this angle on the side, just slightly top it in, and then chop up, and bam, diced. So that's the one thing we're really trying to go for here right now. Just little guys, get lots of flavor out of that. Just fucking bump that right in there. Oh, fuck yeah, bud. Bam. Put that fucking piece back in there. Give you all the Hi fucking yeah. Bam bam. Choppity choppity chop chop chop. And that's a fucking brunoise onion. There you go. Into the fucking pot. Bam! Celery happening here. 1 2 3 that should be good. Ever want to get rid of these flowers on the like celery or anything like that? It's like that's all just flavor. And like you can just toss those right in there. Don't be shy. Just fucking get them in. Get them in. What we're looking for here is just kind of go for like manageable pieces. Like doesn't need to be super huge. Doesn't need to be super small. We're just looking for pieces that you can work with. Fail these. We're not gonna do a julienne. Here we're just looking to rough chop. Doesn't need to be pretty. Small enough. Good enough. That one can go there. That one can go there. And these guys here just rough chop. Doesn't really matter. Like I said, usually the smaller the better. But we're not looking for anything too crazy special. We're just making some fucking soup de garbage. Oh, just fucking toss her in. There we go. And this is already starting to smell good. It just has salt, pepper, turkey, and fucking other shit. Anytime you're doing like a really, really light stock, like anything that isn't like heavily like roasted or anything like that, you don't really want to let it go for much more than like half an hour before you start adding the rest of it to it. Like otherwise you're just hitting those lines of diminishing returns, because pretty much you get everything you're going to get out of a vegetable stock after like half an hour. After that, all you're doing is you're just reducing unnecessarily. Because like when you're boiling, like once the supper starts to boil, I'm sure you can start to see some of the steam starting to lift off of this. All that is that's just you losing all your water. You're losing your moisture. Oh, thermodynamics. All the fun, right? And we'll get this last one here. Fuck it, these ones are going to be a little big. We're going rustic. Jamie Oliver would be proud of us. Big pieces. There we go. Wonderful. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Bam, 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 bam. Ba-bam, bam, bam. Ba-bam, bam. All the little bits and pieces. There we go. Being lazy, because I really fucking hate peeling vegetables. So we're just using these guys for our soup. There we go. Let's get a healthy handful in there. And in case you're wondering, the fancy French technical chefy word for doing carrot, celery, and onion, it's called mirepoix. Don't ask me to spell that, because I can't. It's something. Something dark side. And same with these guys, just rough chop them up. It don't really matter. They've been tumbled and fucking peeled and all the other bullshit. Choppity good enough. Don't want to get too crazy. Don't need to get too carried away. Don't need to be going too fast here. We can just take our time and just rough chop. Rough chop just for a little bit of color, a little bit of flavor. Like the carrots had a nice little sweetness. Just contrasts all that fucking like cup and a half of salt I put in here. Oh, it wasn't really a cup and a half of salt. It was probably like a quarter cup of salt. It was a solid 7 skabobs. And that is a very official unit of measurement. And I'm totally not looking at chat right now because I'm looking at my hands. Because these little guys are not level and they're fucking rolling everywhere. And this knife is stupid fucking sharp. There we go. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. We're just gonna get those tossed into our little pot of goodies here. Bam! Oh, lovely. Alright, let's grab our Santoku again. Alright, so we have our lovely little red pepper here. Easiest way to take care of one of these guys, just top and tail it. So you take off the bottom, so you got a nice flat surface to work with. Take off the top. Alright, and now you just take your knife and you just like literally just travel along the outside of this bad boy. Got my little garbage bin here. And yeah, you just take your knife and you just go around the pith. Like the pith is this white shit. You never want to get any of this white shit in there because that's what makes it bitter. And like anytime you're dealing with a pepper, you don't try not to get the seeds in there as well because seeds are where the spice is. And yeah, you just kind of knock that down like so. Bam, you're done. Alrighty, so the skin is usually the hardest part to go through. You usually want to leave it down on the board. Depends on how sharp your knife is, you can go through it. But if you go through it at the top, like it's kind of rough. Like your knife just kind of skids and goes against it. But if you're going through this, all you gotta do is just slice it. Just do little slices. And this guy here, if you do like these nice little fine slices, that's a julienne. The julienne. We'll get you up on that one there. Those nice little fine slices, yeah. Yeah. Some nice julienne. Beautiful, right? Outstanding. And these guys here, we got this nice little julienne going, so these are just really, really fine chopped, fine sliced. And then we're just gonna dice these bad boys up from here. Just smaller it is, the more flavor you get. You're gonna hear me repeating that a lot, because it's true. Now these guys here, it doesn't really matter. We're just gonna do a rough little cross chop here. Just chop them up. Usually I can go like small and super pretty, but we're not getting too carried away or crazy about this. Like just somewhere around like that size is pretty much what you're looking for soup. That way it just kind of melts and disappears. And like I am all about like doing vegetables like super tiny, super fine, because like I've got a lot of picky eaters in my family. And then like this way here, it's just like you can just hide vegetables. Like especially if you got like picky kids or something like that, what I recommend you do is go down and get, this is called like a microplane. And yeah, it's just a really fine grater. All you gotta do is just like take a carrot or something like that and just grate it. Because then you end up with like these little tiny itty bitty pieces like that just literally disappear right into there. And then that's how you can trick your kids into getting like all their extra vegetables and stuff like that. Because like you can put it into like tomato sauce, you can put it into fucking anything. And like carrots are usually really sweet, so you don't really notice it too much after it gets cooked down a little bit. And yeah, it's a fun little trick to get your kids to eat more fucking vegetables without them even knowing. And like honestly, even if you're doing like a can of ravioli or something like that, fucking grate a carrot into it. Like just extra veg. Bulks it up. Does all sorts of good stuff. Bam, 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 bam. Don't let these bones go for too long, but I still kind of do. Like pretty much want to see, like if you look on the top of the pot here, you can start to see all these lovely little bubbles forming. What we want to see is that we're just going to wait till that just like completely separates and goes to the side. And then we'll start to get some of that fat being released. That's what we want, because fat means flavor. Like look at all that, like that's just gorgeous. Like you got all that color in there. This camera kind of sucks for color because it's from fucking 2006. The old Logitech S something or other. Yeah. She's had a good run. This here's getting happy. Let that go for just a few more minutes. Bam. Alrighty, so let's get some flour power going on here. Oh, bam. Did I leave my salt out? I did. Perfect. And do we have any olive oil? That is the question. Oh, we got canola. That'll be fine. I'll be fine. Alrighty. Pasta. Get about, for the portions that we're going to be doing here, let's say about 2/3 of a cup. Yeah, you get about 2/3 of a cup of flour. You want to make a little bit of a well in there. I need a bowl. Take an egg. You just want the yolk, you don't want the white. That sounds like we got some biddies, some tig old biddies. Tig old biddies! Bushy Boo! Just cheering with 150 bits. Thank you very much, Bushy. I appreciate you. You fucking rock. Only 10 more bits away from being number one. Number one. Do it up. You rock, my dude. I appreciate you. And you take your egg yolk, you plop that right into that little fucking well you made. And you take just a little kiss of salt. Just a little bit, not a lot of it. Alrighty, then you get about a teaspoon of oil. You just want to rub that into your hands. And you want just a little bit of oil in this, not a lot of it. Take your fingers, take your fork, whatever. Break up that yolk and just start whipping it up in this little well you made here. And you just kind of want to go slow, keep it all together. And you just kind of want to start mixing this up into a dough. It starts getting a little chunky, don't worry about it. You just want to keep on mixing it up because it's going to fall apart on you. And then if it's starting to get a little too chunky, then you add just a little bit more oil to it. Sorry. I'm just kind of doing like a really small batch here, so it's really not sticking together too well for me. not sticking well together for me at all. So we're gonna do another little welly guy here, and we're just gonna add just a kiss of oil. Just a kiss, not a whole lot, just a little bit, just enough to kind of get it to work together. And a good pasta is gonna be super fucking flaky, which is fine. You just gonna want to keep working that in. And then we can even probably use some of this egg white here too, just to make a nice egg noodle. Oh, look at me, I'm a fucking professional and this is not working for me at all. Heck yeah. You know what, let's just go ahead and add this egg white here too. There we go, beautiful. Doesn't have to look pretty as long as it works. There we go, we're starting to get the bit together into a dough here. It fell apart on me. God damn it. This looks messy. It's usually not this messy, but I'm just kind of doing it on the cuff. It shouldn't be this messy if you're doing it properly. It's one of them things I used to have to do like every day to order, which is a big pain in the ass. But like this is really starting to come together now, so we'll be fine. Usually I would just say crack another egg yolk into there, but I don't really want to do that. And yeah, making dough is always going to be a fucking nightmare of a mess. Like, that's just the nature of the beast. And you see, we're really starting to come together nice, but a good pasta dough is going to be like fucking flaky. That's why you just want to work it and keep kneading it. And the more you knead it, you don't want to over knead it, but you do want to knead it a little bit. Because when you're kneading dough, that's when you develop your gluten. And your gluten is what keeps it all together. Yeah, there we go. Now we're starting to come together. Beautiful. He was away for a second and he went to see if your debit and credit card came. He forgot it was a new year and there's no mail. Effing chat. I need to roll up my sleeves a little bit. Ah, beautiful. Oh, look at that. Now we got a nice little ball of dough here. It's coming together. And I'm gonna add just a kiss more oil to this though. Just in the hands. You just want to work that into your hands so you don't get too much into your dough. But it also keeps your hands nice and moisturized. Aha, Schlett, how you doing, Tommy? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're gonna make some turkey soup and we're just doing some fresh pasta for our soup here actually. We made it back just in time for noodle time. Have you felt his noodly appendage? Right, yeah, we're just working this together and we have a nice little ball of dough going on here. Oh yeah, look at that. That's starting to come together real nice, real nice, real nice. Real nice. We got our pasta. There you go. That's pasta. That's beautiful. Now we got like this lovely like turkey colored stock. I don't really know how else to describe it. Tink, 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 tink. Oh yeah, it's sticking into the cutting board. That's what we like. That's what we like to see. That's how you know your knife is sharp, when it fucking sticks into the cutting board. Everything you need. There we go. It didn't really need an extra couple of chops, but we did it anyway, just because good measure. And we are just gonna get all of this going on in there. Dark meat, light meat, fucking off the bone. We deboned the rest of what was left, so it's gonna be fine. But yeah, look at that beautiful drumstick here. We're actually gonna... That one's just pretty much knuckle, so we're gonna leave that one out because we don't want to boil this for too much longer. After we get all of our turkey in there, we're actually just gonna let it go down to a simmer because I don't want it reducing anymore because we lost a fair bit of fluid and we're gonna lose just a little bit more when we cook our pasta, so don't want to go too crazy. But we definitely want this shit to be hearty. If your soup ends up like a chili, that's a good thing, right? So we're gonna get a little bit of flour power going on here. And you just want to lightly dust your surface that we're gonna be rolling our pasta out on. And you do just want to give this a little kiss on your hands there too. And look at that, we got that nice little thing of pasta dough here now. It started out pretty rough, but it came out pretty nice, right? If you look at this guy, you can start to see that the edges are just starting to flake a little bit. So that means that you're pretty close to where you want to be. You don't want to go too much past that, but you definitely want to go to about that. Sorry, this countertop isn't really the most conducive for rolling pasta, so I'm just holding on to the end here. So, take your knife, and you just kind of just want to clean it up a little bit. You just want to square it up. Get rid of all these gross ugly bits on the end. So that way you're working with a nice square-ish piece. Yeah. Alright, and we're going to start with this guy. We're just going to roll it in. We're just going to roll it up into a little ball like a doobie. Alrighty. So this here, like when you roll something up and start chopping it like this, is called a chiffonade. Alright, so then you just go for about how thick you want to go. I'm going to tagliatelle, so it's a little bit thicker. A little bit thicker than a fettuccine. And yeah, and you get your pasta shapes here. This is a little thick, but that's okay. We don't mind. We don't mind. And you see, you got these lovely noodles here. Well, bam. Fresh pasta. There you go. And this guy here, we'll just do a little rough chop. And well, bam. There we go. We're good. We're good. We're good. And like with these guys here, oh, missed one. But with these guys here, just because I have just a little bit of this extra flour on here, this is actually also going to help thicken up our soup. Because like our soup is already starting to reduce down a fair bit, but like this is already like nice and thick and hearty soup. This is what we like to see, and our veg is just starting to soften up just perfectly. So I actually think we're going to be okay to toss our noodles in here now. Like usually with soup, like you can't go wrong if you let it go. But like this stuff here, we're just gonna do her quick and dirty because I already got all the flavor. I got buttloads of salt in there. Everything's gonna be wonderful. You could pre-cook your pasta before, just do a quick little blanch, like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. And then that way there you don't really gotta worry about cooking it too much in the soup itself, but like this way here, this is making me happy. Yeah, you can see that pasta cooking away in there. All those beautiful colors, from all that. The red pepper we put in there, the carrots, the celery, the onion, the red onion. It all just makes this beautiful looking pasta. Or beautiful looking soup, rather. Sorry, I'm staring at pasta. And like this pasta is probably already cooked. Like, it really doesn't take long at all. Like you can start to see it's like really getting loose. Just kind of fluffed up in the water there a little bit. You got those nice thick noodles, the tagliatelle, the magnifique. That's right, we just went from Italian to French, don't fucking worry about it. And we are going to turn this down to minimum effort. Slap the lid on that bad boy. Let that get happy for a little while. He's pretty much good to go.